Bonjour classe, bienvenue. Aujourd'hui, on va apprendre le superlatif. So last week we talked about the comparative and how to compare a couple things. This week we're going to talk about the superlative and how to say that something is superior to something else. Like this was the best day or this was the worst day, etc., etc. Basically just expressing the plus an adjective. So, on va commencer. So, let's get started. In French, just like in English, the superlative is just either expressing the best, the smallest, the most interesting, the worst, etc., etc. So, it's the plus an adjective. Think of this as like some type of super adjective, like it's either the super best or the super worst, etc., etc. So, to form the superlative, it's pretty simple. You need a definite article, either le, la, or les. So, either a definite article, le, la, and les. Then you either need plus ou moins. So we're talking about either the best or the worst. So plus ou moins. And then you need your adjective. Now, like we talked about in the comparative, the superlative adjectives are always going to agree with the noun that we're talking about, and they agree in gender and number. So, for example, we have le plus intelligent, so the smartest. And because we're talking about something that's masculine, we need to make intelligent masculine. And then we have la moins stupide, so the least stupid. Let's say that we have the least stupid cow. So le moins stupide vache. Then we're going to put an E on the end of stupid and use la. So essentially, the superlative is like a super adjective. So just think of it as a super adjective just expressing something that's super about it. Either it's the best or the worst or the most, etc., etc. So to use the superlative, you need a noun plus a superlative, and it usually follows this pattern: noun, superlative. Why? Well, because when we talked about adjective placement in French 1, we learned that it's normally noun and adjective. So it's going to follow that same pattern, noun and superlative. Now, we talked about in French 1 that there are some different adjectives that go before the noun. Can you name that acronym for those adjectives that go before the noun? Yeah, so they're adjectives that are bangs, like beauty, age, number, goodness, and size. So if it's describing either something that's beautiful or how old something is or the size of something, it's all going to go before the superlative. So here we have examples of the superlative coming after, because intelligent, stupid, and rapide aren't describing anything that has to do with bangs. So it's all going to come after the noun. So écrivez au tableau. I know it says on the whiteboards, but we don't have whiteboards here. So we're going to just do these as questions. So écrivez le superlatif. So put these in the superlative. Numéro 1, the best teacher. Numéro 2, the most beautiful. Numéro 3, the worst class. Numéro 4, the least fat cat. Numéro 5, the nicest dogs. And numéro 6, the least big animal. Okay, so les adjectifs, we talked about this already. The irregular adjectives in French, think placement and not formation. The bangs adjectives. So bangs adjectives are all going to go before the superlative. And there's only this select group that go before the noun. So we have beau and jolie are examples of beauty. Jeune, nouveau, and vieux are examples of age. Autre, like ordinal numbers, like première, deuxième, troisième for number. Bon and mauvais for goodness. And grand and petit for size. So if it's describing any one of these, then it's all going to go before the noun that they're talking about. So don't forget the irregular forms, though. In French 1, we learned about a couple irregular forms. There were like 5 of them. This is only 3 of them. So remember that beau has and nouveau and vieux all have a masculine before a vowel form. So when there's a vowel like like starts with an h and h, so we use bel homme. And we have nouvelle and vieille for the masculine before a vowel form. Now, these all end in EAU, so to make them plural, you have to add an X onto the end. So placement of the superlative corresponds with usual placement of the adjective. We've talked about this once already. This is just kind of a bit of a review. Normally, adjectives go after the noun that they're talking about. So normally, the superlative is going to go after the noun that they're talking about. Now, irregular adjectives like bangs, anything that is either beauty, age, number, goodness, or size, is going to go before the noun. So the adjective goes before the noun, and in this case, the superlative is going to go before the noun as well. So it follows that same original pattern. If the adjective normally goes after, the superlative goes after. If the adjective normally goes before, then the superlative is going to go before as well. So, exemple, we have le chien intelligent, and it becomes le chien le plus intelligent. So our superlative is le plus, the most, and our adjective is intelligent. So le chien le plus intelligent. Intelligent goes after the superlative, goes after the noun as well. Irregular adjectives like beauty, age, number, goodness, or size, we have le beau chien, the handsome dog or the beautiful dog. We have le plus beau chien. So beau is describing beauty, so it has to go before the noun. So we have superlative, noun, and our superlative adjective, and then noun at the very end. So if the superlative adjective follows a noun, or if the adjective follows a noun, then the superlative is going to go after the noun too. Do you see where I'm getting at here? And the opposite, if the adjective usually comes before the noun, then the superlative comes before the noun too. So all you need to form the superlative is either le, la, or les. So you need a definite article. Then you either need plus or moins, and you need a noun. So le, la, les, and either plus or moins. So if it's a regular adjective, it goes after the noun. So Sammy est le chien le plus intelligent. Rufus est le chien le moins intelligent. So tell me what Sammy est le chien le plus intelligent. Tell me what that sentence means. Rufus est le chien le moins intelligent. Tell me what Rufus est le chien le moins intelligent means. Okay, so adjectives that go before the noun, those bangs adjectives. Sammy est le plus beau chien. So remember, we have our superlative adjective, le plus beau, and then our noun, chien, at the very end. What does this sentence mean? Sammy est le plus beau chien. Okay, Sammy est le moins beau chien. So Sammy est le moins beau chien, the same thing. Le moins beau is our superlative adjective, and chien is our noun there. So regular superlative, if the adjective goes after the noun, then the superlative goes after the noun. I'm going to repeat this over and over and over a million times. So first, to form the superlative, you need le, and then your noun, and then you need your adjective. So we have le plus intelligent, and then we have la plus timide. We could say la vache, la plus timide. Then we have les lapins, les plus mignons. So you have to remember that the article is repeated. If you're using a noun, then the article gets repeated. So we have le chien, le plus intelligent, la vache, la plus timide, les lapins, les plus mignons. So remember, it's noun and then superlative, unless it's a bangs adjective. Then it's superlative and then noun. Okay, so superlatif with bangs. I just talked about this on the last slide. If the adjective goes before the noun, like bangs, then the superlative goes before the noun too. So we have le plus beau, and then, so your bang superlative is le plus beau, and then your noun is chien. So your whole sentence is le plus beau chien. Then you have la moins jolie vache, so the least pretty cow. Note that the article is not repeated because of how it's set up. So if you have a regular adjective, then your article is going to be repeated by saying le chien le plus intelligent. But if you're describing the most handsome dog or the prettiest dog, you're not going to say le plus beau le chien. You just say le plus beau chien. So no double article here. Okay, so régulier and irregulier. A couple examples. I'm not going to read through all of these. Just know that regular adjectives that go after the noun, so when the superlative goes after, you repeat the article. Le chien, le plus intelligent. If it's irregular and the superlative comes before, then you don't repeat the article. So le plus beau chien. You don't repeat the article for anything that has to do with bangs. Okay, so superlative of bon and mauvais. We'll get into mauvais on the next slide, but let's talk about bon while we're here. So to say that something is the best, you've heard meilleur a lot before, especially if you're in French 5 or French 4. I've said, ça c'est le meilleur. I've said, oh, it's the best a lot. So you've heard this superlative a lot. You just haven't really realized how to form it. So to say that something is the best, you don't say le plus bon. You say le meilleur or la meilleure, les meilleurs, etc., etc. To say it's the least good, you stick with that same formation, le moins bon. So le moins and then your adjective. So, but if it's the best, you use le meilleur. So just know that for bon, to say something is the best when you need plus, you would use le meilleur. So you switch bon to meilleur. So mauvais, the superlative of mauvais, it's kind of along the same idea as bon and meilleur. Instead of saying le plus mauvais, the least bad, or the most bad, we say le pire. So we have le pire chien, la pire vache, les pires lapins, and les pires chèvres. So we use pire as our adjective here instead of mauvais. Now, to say it's the least bad, you stick with that same example or that same formation, le moins mauvais. So le moins and then your adjective. So le moins mauvais, la moins mauvaise, les moins mauvais, and les moins mauvaises. So you stick with the same mauvais for the least, and you stick with bon for the least, but for the worst, you change it to meilleur and pire. Okay, c'est tout pour aujourd'hui. That's it for today. I know it was quite a lot of information. I'm going to upload this PowerPoint as well on Google Classroom so you can flip through it if you need to. Also, we're going to work on this next Monday, and then we're going to switch to our last set of vocab for the year. It's talking about farm animals. So make sure that you're keeping up with the assignments. If you have any questions or you need me to go over the superlative again, please, please, please reach out. I can't tell who's struggling as much since we're not in school together, but if you need help, please reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to jump on a Zoom call with you. À plus!